Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty in the Frizz. My name is Cara. Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another edition of Mimosas and Makeup. Hold on. I've got my mimosa here and I'm really excited because this is gonna be another fragrance video. I have been trying a lot of samples. I think it was Makeup on My Radar who was telling me about how you can order samples, and now it has just gotten ridiculous. But today I wanted to talk about 5 cherry fragrances that I'm sampling, and I'm trying to see if any of them are full bottle worthy. I actually think a couple of them are. Let's get into that. If it sounds good to you, keep watching this video. Let me know what you think. And if makeup is your therapy and your love, ooh, and sometimes fragrance is your therapy and your love. If it makes you happy and you want to hang out with someone that feels the same way, definitely consider joining the community. You know I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So, cherry. I know that, well, first of all, how are you? I hope you are enjoying yourself this Sunday or whatever day you are watching this and that you're relaxing. That's what I hope. Now, I know that there was like a big trend with cherry fragrances some time ago. I am not up to date on all that information, but I do know that Lost Cherry by Tom Ford, I fell in love. I fell in love with that fragrance. I bought either the 30 ml or the 50, probably the 30, because that perfume is really expensive. And I used it and I was like, I cannot keep doing this. Dossier had sent me or asked me to pick out a couple fragrances, and I picked out the Ambery Cherry. And I love that. I think it's a great dupe for the Tom Ford Lost Cherry. And I also had a cherry scent from Alt Fragrances. It's called Effin' Cherries, and that's supposed to be a mix of Fabulous by Tom Ford and Lost Cherry. And then I think they had Cherry Smash, which was a dupe for Lost Cherry. I think that the Ambery Cherry by Dossier is like the best one. I love Effin' Cherries too though. Then I got the Burning Cherries from KLE. I got the travel size of that and I love that one as well. So when I started picking out samples, I wanted all the cherry ones. And so I have 5 that I have been sampling and smelling, and I just want to talk about them and which one or ones I would really consider getting a full bottle of. Let me know if you're into cherry fragrances, but like, I just want to smell like a treat. I want to smell like I could eat myself. That's how I want to smell. So these like cherry fragrances, some of them are just so good. So let's go ahead and get into them. Oh, now let me also tell you where I got these fragrances, because this is a small brand and they're up and coming, but they had a sale and it was 30% off. So you could pick out your size that you wanted, like 1 ml, 2 ml, 5 ml, 30% off of that. But then when I got my packing order, I saw that they upgraded some of the things that I ordered in 1 ml to 2 mls, which like with no added cost, which I thought was great. Now what happened with this company, it's called Onyx Fragrances, and the website is like Spray Onyx, and I'll put it in the description box. But one of my fragrances broke, and what happened was when it broke, it spilled and it blurred the names of some of the other fragrances that I chose. And so their customer service was so great. They were like, I'm so sorry that happened. Can you go on the packing order and check off the ones you have? And we're gonna send you the ones that you don't have. They sent that out right away along with a $10 gift card. So I have also tried Twisted Lily. I have some samples from there that I gotta get into as well. But I'm probably gonna go back to Spray Onyx. I really, really liked that about them. I like Twisted Lily too. But you know, I like how they handled the customer service, and I like how they upgraded some of the samples from 1 ml to 2. Because the 1 mls, let me show you. Oh, do I have one out? Let me see. Yeah, Onyx Fragrance. So the 1 mls, you know, they don't really have a sprayer. It just has the little top And so I really like to have a sprayer because I don't spray perfume on my skin because it will break me out. So the sprayer is a lot more convenient. So the 2 ml size is perfect for me. So let's talk about the fragrances that I have, and these are all in the 2 ml. So I have Not Another Cherry by Finery. This is a brand that is sold at Target, and I actually have several samples by them, but you know, I'm focusing on the cherries today. Cherry Smoke by our friend Thomas. I have Dark Cherry and Amber by Banana Republic. Rouge Smoking by BDK Parfums. And lastly, I have Cherry Punk by Room 1015. All right, I'm excited. I'm gonna get on Fragrantia. Is that how you say it? Fragrantia. And I'm gonna pull up the notes. I've already sprayed these, so I want to try to articulate the differences between them and why I may like some more than others, and which one or ones I would really want a full bottle of. So Not Another Cherry, that's what we're starting with. And again, it's at Target, it's new, it just came out this year. And the notes are cherry, amaretto, almond, and Turkish rose. All right, now I did spray this on a cotton ball already, and then I'm gonna give it a fresh spray. But to me, this does remind me of like cherry almond and kind of like a cream in a way. I don't know what would be giving it that cream. And maybe some of the amaretto. I think you can smell the amaretto. I don't smell any rose. Now, a lot of people say that this is a dupe for the Tom Ford Lost Cherry, which I don't have anymore. I do have the Ambery Cherry. I don't think it smells exactly the same, but I do think it's a good dupe. And I mean, the retail for this, I think it's $24. Well, they have a body mist and then they have a perfume. So let me see. Oh my God, that smells so good, y'all. It really does smell good. Let's see how much this retails for so we can talk about price differences. So the body mist at Target is $12.99. The perfume is $27.99. And let's see, it's 2.02 ounces. Oh my gosh. Now this is out of stock in stores, so you have to get it shipped. This smells so good. Now, this is kind of me sampling samples, so I really don't have any information on like the longevity or anything like that. I just know it smells good. It smells really good. And I think that if you have smelled Lost Cherry, I think you would like this. And I think if you were considering Lost Cherry, I think this will let you know whether or not you would like it. And I think the answer will be yes. Unless you just don't like cherries, you know what I mean? This is more of like a pure cherry. It's not amber. It's not a whole bunch of other scents with it. You know what I mean? And they didn't even have anything for like top, middle, and base. They just had notes. So I think this is more of like, just like a pure like cherry almond. It's not a whole bunch of hidden stuff, musk, vanilla. It's none of that. So I really like this a lot. So we'll just keep that in mind. Next, y'all. Okay, Thomas. My friend Thomas Ford. All right, so Cherry Smoke by Tom Ford. And this is a very, very, very pricey one. The top notes are sour cherry and saffron. The middle notes are leather, olive, Chinese osmanthus, and apricot. And then the base notes are woody notes, smoke, cypriol, oil, or nagarmatha. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna give this a fresh spray. So this one reminds me of cherry and leather. That's what I smell with this. I smell cherry and leather, and I think maybe that's what, well, it says smoke is in the base note. I mean, it definitely has a smokiness to it, but it's cherry and leather. And I think this would smell good on Tyrone. But I also like how it smells on me. And I feel like the cherry is really prominent. That's one thing I need to look at, because there's a couple other scents that have a cherry, like smoke, leather type smell. I just feel like the cherry in this one really, really stands out. And so I'm more prone to liking that because the cherry is like standing right there with the leather. Now, I don't smell any apricot or olive or osmanthus. I don't know what that is. And I don't know what saffron smells like. I mean, there is like a spicy smell in here, and I can't necessarily place that. I was gonna say like a cinnamon, so that might be one of these other notes, but cherry and leather. That's my takeaway from this. Now, I would wear this during the day. I would wear it at night. I think that the Not Another Cherry might be more of like a daytime. I mean, I think you can wear things whenever you want, but I'm thinking about like how someone would describe it, especially with it coming in a body mist. It just reminds me of something I'll spray on for work. But this is like a sexy smell. Like this would be good like for going out. And I'm spraying it on cotton balls versus the paper. I don't like that fragrance paper. I tried with that, but I feel like all the smells smell the same on that paper. But when I spray it on a cotton ball, this just reminds me of like when I spray it on my clothes, how it's gonna smell like absorbed in like my clothing. Now I will say that the Lost Cherry by Tom Ford really didn't last long, and that was one of the reasons that I didn't want to repurchase it. And I will have to watch some reviews. I don't know what people have said about the longevity of cherry smoke, but I know it smells real good. I can say that. And, you know, I'm still trying to develop my little fragrance nose. So any feedback that you all have on these types of videos, or any videos for that matter, you know, I always welcome the feedback, because I don't always know what people are looking for when it comes to fragrances, because I'm still finding out what I'm looking for. So you let me know and I'll make it happen. All right, let's check out the Banana Republic Dark Cherry and Amber is what it's called. Now the notes for this, top notes, sour cherry and pink freesia. Middle notes are cherry blossom and praline. Base notes are red amber and cedar. Now, just smelling what's left on the cotton ball from spraying it earlier, I think the cherry is so far out of, like, this is the third one, but out of the other two, the cherry to me is a little more muted. And I don't know if I like that, because I really want it to smell like syrup and cherryness, and just like, I just want the cherry to like be like overpower everything else. You know what I mean? So when I spray it, I smell that cherry like right away. And I think I do actually smell the freesia. And the only reason why I know what that smells like, it just reminds me of something from like maybe Bath and Body Works. It's sweet.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm going to leave early tomorrow.
No, you're not leaving early tomorrow.
A short week.
It is a short week.
I have a short day too.
No, Wednesday, Thursday. That's it.
Week?
Yes, because that's it. Thursday's it. So your week is short. So I think with this one, it's okay. But I smell more of the other notes, like the cedar, like something real woodsy, like the amber. Now, and like the cherry, like blossom, but not like cherry. Like it's saying sour cherry is a top note, but it's not prominent like the cherry smoke. So I think maybe I am smelling more of the cherry blossom and the pink freesia. I don't know what praline smells like. I'm thinking that would have like a nutty something or other. Out of the three we smelled, this would be my least favorite, but I don't think it's a bad smell. Like if somebody walked by and they were smelling that, it smells good, but it's just not as cherry as I need it to be. So I'm gonna just leave that here. Next, we have Rouge Smoking, yes, by BDK Parfums. So let's go ahead and pull up these notes. All right, the notes in Rouge Smoking are top notes, cherry, pink pepper, bergamot. Middle notes, black vanilla husk, heliotrope, orange blossom. Base notes, tonka bean, cashmere wood, white musk, ambroxan, labdanum, and violet. That's a lot. All right, let's see. This one, I feel like you have to let it dry down, because I can't tell what I'm smelling right now. So it's definitely the cherry. I smell that. I smell a little bit of vanilla. I'm guessing there's like citrus notes with the bergamot, but I'm not smelling that. So I would say the cherry and the vanilla kind of stand out, and that might be the tonka bean. I'm not sure what labdanum is, and like some of these things I will continue to learn, you know, as I try more samples, and I might be able to appreciate some of these notes. But I like this one. It doesn't have like that leathery kind of accord. I don't know if it's an accord, but that leathery note that Rouge, what is it? Cherry smoke. The cherry smoke has that leather in it, but I do like this one. I like how this smells better than the Banana Republic, but it's a different smell than the Finery. Like I said, the Finery is like, to me, just cherry and almond. This one's got cherry, vanilla, and some other things. And then in the Tom Ford, you know, there is no vanilla. So the vanilla is kind of a nice touch. This will go really nice with like just a plain vanilla. I would put anything with vanilla. I know I said that in my last video. So, I like this one. Okay, so we have one more fragrance left, and this is Cherry Punk by Room 1015. I'm not sure if that's how you read it, but that's how I'm reading it. Let's pull up the notes. Oh, I forgot to give y'all the prices on these scents, so we'll do that at the end. Now, the top notes we have cherry, saffron, and Sichuan pepper. Middle notes are mimosa, violet, and jasmine. Base notes are leather, tonka bean, and patchouli. Okay, so just smelling what's left over. This has that leather in it, just like the Tom Ford one, the cherry smoke. So let's see. And now the Tom Ford said sour cherry, so I don't know, you know. Oh my gosh, I like this one too. Cherry and leather. Now let me smell this. Oh my gosh, I like this one. So I think these are similar. The cherry smoke from Tom Ford and the cherry punk. They both have leather, that leather smell. Why am I still feel like, I don't know, the cherry and the Tom Ford is a little more intense. Like the cherry here is definitely there. I think these are really close. I'm gonna have to do a comparison. Okay, I think cherry punk and cherry smoke are really close. So let me know. If you're an expert, let me know, because I don't know. All right, let's look at the prices for these fragrances so we can figure this out. So I told you about Finery. Finery is $27.99, and that is for 2.02 ounces. So you get a really nice size for $27.99. And I think if you're just experimenting with like cherries, like this would be a really good one to start with because it's cheap. All right, next we have Cherry Smoke. This is ridiculous, I know it is. So the Cherry Smoke, I know for 50 mLs, it's $395 for 50 mLs. And for 30 mLs, it's $250. So with the Sephora sale coming up, if I were to get the 30 mLs, I could get that for $200. But for 30 mLs, that's crazy, y'all. It is expensive, but oh my gosh. Okay, let's move on to Banana Republic. So the Dark Cherry and Amber by Banana Republic is $59.98 on Amazon for 2.5 ounces, 75 mLs. That's crazy that that Tom Ford is so expensive like that. That's wow. And see, this is the one that I like the least out of all 5. All right, let's check out Rouge Smoking. Okay, well, Rouge Smoking is $205 for 100 mLs. That's still better than the Tom Ford. Let me see. I like Rouge Smoking too. It doesn't have the leather in it, but it smells really good. And then we have Cherry Punk. Let's see how much Cherry Punk is. All right, so it looks like Cherry Punk is about $140 for the 100 mLs. Okay, that's gonna be a better value.
What's the matter with you?
All right, so what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to wear Cherry Punk on like one arm and then the Tom Ford on the other arm. But out of all of them, okay, which ones are full bottle worthy? This is sad. The only one I really wouldn't buy would be the Banana Republic one. And that one doesn't even smell bad. It just doesn't have as much cherry for me. It has more of like the cherry blossom, whereas I feel like the other ones are like the cherry fruit. Even though the Banana Republic says it has the cherry fruit in there, I feel like you get that flower part and that amber, which I don't need that. The Finery is gonna be like a cheap buy if I get that. I'm probably not going to right now because I have the Burning Cherry from KLE and the Ambery Cherry from Dossier. The Tom Ford is the one though. That's the one I want, Cherry Smoke. I really want that. I like Rouge Smoking too. It's just different because it doesn't have that leather in it. But Cherry Punk has a leather in it. And I'm wondering, for some reason, I feel like the Tom Ford just has a little bit more cherry in it than the Cherry Punk, but I like the Cherry Punk. Cherry Punk's gonna be a way better value than the the cherry smoke. And there's that issue with the longevity, because as I was saying, the Lost Cherry by Tom Ford didn't really last long, but I'm wondering about the longevity of cherry smoke. So I'm gonna have to do some investigating and let me know if you know, but I'm really gonna be investigating the Cherry Punk versus the Cherry Smoke by Tom Ford. So Cherry Punk by Room 1015 and Cherry Smoke. Hey you guys, so I actually got a chance to do that wear test I was talking about for comparing the Tom Ford Cherry Smoke and the Room 1015 Cherry Punk. I wore the Tom Ford on my left arm and the Cherry Punk on my right arm, and I'm gonna let you know, I think there's still the same longevity issue that Lost Cherry had by lunchtime. So I probably sprayed it around 7:30. By lunchtime, I could still smell the Cherry Punk, but I could not smell the Lost Cherry or the Cherry Smoke at all. I did think when I sprayed it that the cherry was a little more intense in the Tom Ford, but it doesn't matter because I feel like it totally went away. By the end of the day, I could smell nothing on my left arm. And again, I did not spray my skin, I sprayed my clothes. I could still smell the Cherry Punk pretty faintly by the time I got home, or by the time I really thought about it again, which was maybe around like 4:30. So I'm not really sure what kind of longevity is typical or traditional for perfumes, but I definitely could have used another spray of the Cherry Punk around, I don't know, early afternoon, like lunchtime, early afternoon. So maybe like 5 hours, maybe 4 hours, I could have used another spray. And I didn't like douse myself in or anything, but I will say that the Tom Ford was completely gone. And at least at the end of the day, when I was getting ready to like change my clothes and everything, there was a remnants at least of the Cherry Punk. So I bought Cherry Punk, y'all. Cherry Punk was a way better value and it lasted longer. And if I want to amp up the cherry, I'm just going to use my Ampery cherry from Dossier. That's what I'm going to do. And I don't mind doing that because I think it's fun to combine scents. But if I want that extra dose of cherry, I can do that. $395 for a 50 ml bottle is crazy to me when that smell was gone by lunchtime. It was gone by 12 o'clock for sure. Yeah, that's not cool. And then $250 for 30 mls, that's crazy. So what I did was with Room 1015, I bought the 100 ml of Cherry Punks. I really liked it. And I also bought a sampler set. My total came to about $167, and I think the sample set was around like $30. So yeah, the Cherry Punk was around like $140, and I think that is a great price for 100 ml. I really do. So I wanted to come back and just share that little update, just so you know, because I had the Cherry Smoke in my Sephora VIB cart, and if I did not do this comparison based on how I was feeling about the Cherry Smoke earlier in the video, I would have purchased it at the Sephora savings event for sure and spent $200 and got 30 mls, which is, I mean, it's such a little amount of perfume. All right, let's finish out the video. All of them smell good, but as I said, my least favorite was the Banana Republic. Let me know, do you like cherry scents? I know I'm probably like late to the game with the cherry scents, but I really like this scent discovery that I'm doing. Cherry is a scent that I love. I love that for sure. And like having a cherry with the vanilla, you know, my goal is to just smell edible. My goal is to smell like a treat, like a creamsicle. You know what I mean? I like the citrus with the vanilla, the cherry with the vanilla, the chocolate with the vanilla. That's gonna be it for this Mimosas and Makeup. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you like cherry fragrances or what fragrances you're really gravitating towards, and that's gonna be it. So thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me for another Mimosas and Makeup. Any feedback that you have for me on a video like this is definitely going to be helpful. I hope this was therapy for you. It always is for me. And until I see you again, make sure you are being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice. Stay safe. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.